Over in the pages of Marvel Comics' Judgment Day storyline, the publisher featured the sacrifice of Magneto against the character of Uranos the Undying, also known as the Grand Uncle of Thanos. Recently, the character of Storm had a premonition about her old friend Max and is now looking to recruit him in her battle against Orcus. Storm's only problem about this scenario is that Magneto is dead. My name is Arako Braddock, and today, let's go ahead and preview the Resurrection of Magneto Issue 1 to see if Storm can resurrect Magneto in the absence of their Krakoan backups. But before we get deeper into the video, want to encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that like button as well. Lifedeath. On Krakoa, resurrection from the dead was as easy as completing a circuit, but Krakoa fell. The time of easy miracles is over, and only the hard roads are left. Now it falls to Storm, as the epic conclusion to the Krakoan age looms, to bring their oldest enemy home to fight against the fall of the House of X. But after all he did and all that was done to him, can Magneto bear to return? The Resurrection of Magneto Issue 1 is written by Ewing, featuring artwork from Luciano Vecchio. We have colors from David Curiel, letters from VC's Joe Sabino, and design from Tom Muller and Jay Bowen. In addition, the cover for the issue is coming in from Stefano Caselli as well as Jesus Aburtov. Really love the foreboding glance that the characters of Magneto and Storm are previewing at the camera over on this cover. Want to extend a quick thank you over to Adventures in Poor Taste and preview the just epic opening sequence with Magneto teasing his presence and resurrection later on within the scope of the issue here. Really thought Luciano Vecchio as an artist contributed something different than what we've seen Yildiray Cinar on recent issues of X-Men Red. It feels like the characters of Storm, as well as the various other cast members within the issue, are giving such tense looks within the tale here. I also think that there's some excellent page designs over from Vecchio, especially as the issue progresses and moves into the more violent second half here. I really found this second page showing Storm reacting to her dream sequence with Magneto to be incredibly captivating here. I thought it was really fascinating how Luciano Vecchio designed the page featuring Storm with this really big panel screaming out over in the first panel. I also found it quite thrilling how the second and third panels as well really detail some of the aftermath of Storm's big emotion on the page within the issue. After she comes to grips with her dream sequence and reunites with Craig Marshall, Storm has also a really fascinating meeting over with the characters of Taya and Dr. Adam Brashear from the pages of the Defender series. There were some elements of X-Men featured in that title, like the Enigma, so I'm really thrilled to see Al Ewing recontextualize and also explore some of those characters in the midst of this really fascinating time during the X-Men franchise here. Also, I really like the dialogue that accompanies Adam's meeting over with Storm. Storm references the fact that Adam has really been able to transport her to different locations before in the Marvel Universe, and also enlists his aid within the scope of this issue too. The character of Adam actually ends up finding a way for Storm to enter the waiting room for the souls of mutants in order to find Max. This leads Storm to a really fascinating encounter with a character that was really prominent in early issues of X-Men Red as well as Sword. Really seeing this character show back up in the context of Resurrection of Magneto was so much fun, and I don't want to spoil this surprising cast member just in case you also read X-Men Red and are just about to head into Resurrection of Magneto for the first time. I thought Al Ewing found an incredibly clever way to utilize elements of Rise of the Powers of 10 and Defender, stemming even beyond the characters of Taya and Blue Marvel in the issue. Really seeing how this comic book ends, connecting the dual miniseries of Krakoa, is just so interesting within the scope of Resurrection of Magneto. Also, I found the last couple pages in the issue to just carry a great tone along with the sense of plotting. There were so many wonderful uses of artwork and page design from Luciano Vecchio, and I just found the final page to be an incredibly emotive cliffhanger that should guide readers towards the second issue to see just how Al Ewing and Vecchio are going to be able to follow up this really interesting element of X-Men continuity here. So at the end of the day, I think Resurrection of Magneto was just a wonderful comic recalling some of the most fascinating plot threads within the scope of the Krakoan age to wind down this era of X-Men Red and feature a really prominent storyline for Magneto towards the end of the Krakoan age. I want to know from you, what were some of your thoughts over on Al Ewing's excellent writing connecting so many pieces of his past work, as well as a great send-off for the X-Men? Also, what did you think about Luciano Vecchio's really fascinating page designs and facial expressions for characters like Storm? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for coming to check out our video review over on the Resurrection of Magneto issue 1. And we'll be back to see wherever this series is headed next. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.